What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, today is going to be a huge day for any Battlefield fan out there because DICE didn't go ahead and officially put it out themselves, but Temporal, if anybody doesn't know this man, he's a data miner when it comes to Battlefield content, put out a post here showcasing what DICE has been doing behind the scenes for the specialist system in Battlefield 2042. Yes, you heard that correctly. These specialists are finally being touched upon. Ladies and gentlemen, just very quickly before we go ahead and discuss these specialist changes, I just want to let you guys know that I do have multiple different social media outlets. So if you want to branch out from just the YouTube channel and see what else I got cooking up, I do have a Twitter account, a Twitch channel, which I live stream on every single day besides Sunday. So Monday we will be back up and live playing some Battlefield 2042, trying to record some more footage. If you guys want to be a part of that, we start at 2 p.m. Eastern. And we also have a Discord channel as well. The link to all of these things are down in the description. Alright, let's go ahead and get right into this. So Temporal put out a tweet over on Twitter, but I'm not going to show the tweet. I'm just going to show the image that he put up here because it pretty much summarizes everything in the tweet. It says, Specialists Rework, Potential References in Patch 4.0. Class Selection, Progress, and Level. Combat medics can increase a unit's survivability through their ability to revive and boost team health. Now, to be completely honest with you guys, it's extremely hard to tell what this is specifically about. So this video is mostly just going to be me throwing ideas out there, and I hope you guys go in the comment section and throw your ideas out there as well, because again, you have to remember, this is the time for us to be vocal. If they are going to be reworking the specialists, then we have to come in and tell them how we want them reworked. Because obviously, if we allow them to do it themselves, we already saw what happened when the game released at launch with the current specialists we have right now. Now, this information is extremely interesting to me because if you guys remember in yesterday's video, I put out some content talking about how DICE is already planning on changing all the, end game voice lines of the current specialists we have right now. So DICE has no intentions on removing the specialists, but it seems like indeed they are trying to rework them into a class system style. And I'm going to go ahead and read this bit of information again because it's extremely crucial, and I'm glad Temporal was able to find this. But basically, it's describing one of the classes. Combat medics can increase a unit's survivability through their ability to revive and boost team health. So already right out the gate, we already know that one of these class systems is going to be the traditional medic class, which gives me a little bit of hope because if they bring back the medic, then maybe they'll potentially bring back, the assault class, the support class, the recon class. We'll see how things go. But right now, with our own eyes, we can see that combat medics are going to be a legitimate class system in Battlefield 2042 in the future. But my question is, how are they going to add in this class system if the specialists are still present? Well, what I'm hoping for is, as we all know in Battlefield 2042, there are multiple medics on board. We have Angel, we have Falk, there's multiple different people who are made for that role. But what I'm hoping is that they introduce this medic class and strip all the gadgets from each individual medic who is in the game and just give that class all the gadgets that all the specialists have. So that way, instead of having these, specialists with their own special abilities, you're basically just picking an operator for each team. And when you go ahead and pick your operator, it's not really to pick the operator for what gadgets they have, but it's to pick the operator that you just, resemble with the most. And that will be the sole reason why you pick your characters. Again, I don't like the specialist. I would have much rather preferred to create my own soldier and make him how I would like to see him. But if this is the way that we have to go, then this is the way that we have to go. But basically what I'm seeing here with my own eyes is, like I just said, there's going to be a specific class for medics. There's going to be multiple operators that you could choose between the medic class. Like I said, you could either choose Angel, you could choose Falk, something like that. All the medics across the board will obviously have the ability to revive their teammates. But on top of that, in the medic class, you will be able to distribute out different gadgets, whether you want to choose Falk's pistol or you want to have Angel's, armor packs that can give out or ammunition boxes and stuff like that. And of course, ammo isn't a medic ability, that's support ability. But like I said, I'm just throwing ideas out there. Not everything that I say has to be very specific and on point. I'm just trying to get a general idea for us to think about. But for me personally, this makes a lot of sense because the other two bulletins under the class selection were progression and also level. So to me, why else would they give the class systems any progression? I mean, the past Battlefield titles, you got progression so you can unlock new gadgets. But the thing is, in Battlefield 2042, there's already a gadget section. Like I said, they replaced the class system for the specialists. So now anybody out there who wants a ammo box or wants to bring a med box or wants to carry a rocket are allowed to do so. So there's two things that could happen here. Either they could completely strip that, remove those side gadgets, incorporate them into the class system, and now you have the option to choose between rockets, or med bags, depending on the class that you choose. Or they're going to keep that current, gadget system in place where you can choose a rocket or a med bag or whatever you'll want on the side. But your main class progression is sucked towards the direction of unlocking specialist abilities. I know I already used Angel under the medic section. Maybe his abilities should be changed to support. But could you imagine, the support role, and you could choose between characters like Angel or, Boris or something like that, or the, I forget the other guy who has the recon drone that, can scan stuff out. But all of these characters are under the support class, right? So if you want to play a support role, you can go ahead and do so, and then you can pick any one of these operators or specialists which you think looks the coolest. They don't come with any abilities, you just choose one because their main specialist role was kind of on the support side to begin with. And then as you progress through support and you play the role correctly, you unlock more stuff and you grind through the ranks, you start unlocking more stuff. Maybe you start off with the Angel's ammo box, which is, it's so weird saying Angel because Angel is obviously a medic, he revives people fast, he gives people armor. It's just, I don't know, they might have to go ahead and change that, ammo box to a different character or something like that. But you get the whole point here. You start off with unlocking the ammo box. Then maybe you grind it more and then you unlock the sentry gun. And then maybe you grind it more and then you unlock the, the recon drone that you can, fly around and spot people with. So on and so forth until you finally complete the whole support role. And then you move on to the next and then you move on to the next, even though, obviously the drone will probably be recon. But again, like I said, not everything I say has to be accurate. I just want you guys to understand the concept that I'm trying to form here. But all in all, I gotta say, that would definitely be a little bit more playable. Not having to deal with specific specialists and just forcing people to pick their role, pick their class. If they want to be medics, they can be medics. If they want to be support players, they can be support players, recons, so on and so forth. They grind up those classes, they unlock the gadgets, they use those gadgets in their specific classes. It makes sense in my personal opinion, and I think it'll work. But one of the biggest problems here is what are we going to do about the duplicates? As we all know, one of the biggest issues when it comes to Battlefield 2042 is that you see yourself constantly because there's no different factions. Yes, there might be US versus Russia, but you play as the same characters. You will literally have a US Falc, and then you'll see a Russian Falc. You'll have a US Falc screaming in English, and then you have a Russian Falc screaming in Russian. It's like, it makes no logical sense. And it's going to be hard to resolve because there's simply not enough specialists in the game to go around. Games like Modern Warfare, Black Ops Cold War, Rainbow Six Siege, all of these games have two different factions with two different styles of players on each team. Now, Rainbow Six Siege is a little bit different. It's an attack and defend style game, so each specialist is obviously going to be specialized for that specific side they are on, so it's very easy to have, no duplicates because that's impossible. But for a game like Modern Warfare, Black Ops Cold War, where specialists don't do anything, they're just a character, as you can see, the only way they can balance it out and have two different teams is if they have enough specialists to go around. And 2042 just simply does not have that. With all honesty, I don't think we're ever going to see a change when it comes to duplicates across the whole Battlefield, which is kind of a bummer because Battlefield is about the all-out scale of war. You have 128 players running around on this field. You don't want to see the same person every single 5 seconds. If I'm playing Overwatch or something like that, and it's like 5v5 or something, who gives a crap? It's like 5v5. There's barely any players. But 120 players, and over half of them are like Angel. I mean, seriously? Come on now. It's just not good. I don't think that's going to be fixed. Unless down the road they can add in a bunch of specialists to the point where they can branch off, because you got to keep in mind, this is Battlefield. So if they're going to go ahead and, split the specialists to two different factions, they're going to have, multiple different types of medics. They're going to have multiple different types of recons. And we don't even have that to begin with because this game was never built around the class system. I don't think it's going to happen. This is just going to be something that we're going to have to push and try to form an agenda to prove to the developers that the community just simply doesn't like the specialist concept. So hopefully for the next game, whatever next Battlefield title that's coming out after Battlefield 2042, we can see an improvement. We will no longer see these specialists jumbled up on the battlefield, and even if they do decide to stick with the operator, theme, but, obviously have the class systems, at least make enough operators that you can have two factions, or, like I said, just allow us to make our own character. I think that's the best way. Again, if we're playing a smaller game of like 5v5, 6v6, doesn't really matter. But when you're in an all-out battle, all-out war, I wouldn't mind just being myself. 128 players, that's hard. To balance out enough people or to make enough characters to have enough uniqueness across the battlefield, that's nearly impossible. So the best solution, in my opinion, is just allow us to create who we want. That would be amazing for the next Battlefield game. Just allow me to deck out my character, as long as it's good, of course, because we've seen some really bad custom character editors in the past for games, and knowing DICE, they'll probably screw that up as well, but if they could do that correctly, that'd be really nice. It'll be a good little, cool touch to be able to create my character, create who I want to fight for, what country, what faction I want to fight for, and, we'll have that all across the board. We'll see so many different characters, so many different themes. It would be pretty badass. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's two ways to do so: Twitter and Discord, below the link down in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch. Link that is in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.